a much different society exists today than did 100 years ago. And a lot of it has to do with self. Can you feel it? I can. There's a difference today in America. When I walked out of my home as a child, as a kid, as a young adult, teenager, up and down the street, I knew all my neighbors. People waved and said hello, and in general, people cared about neighbors and friends. Today, that's changed. It's different. It's not the same. The difference is because we have allowed many to come from many nations, and thank God for that. That's one thing I love about America, is that we opened our doors to other nations that were in need. But they were vetted then. My grandfather was vetted coming into this nation, into this country. But the great difference is that these days, okay, we're allowing people to come into our nation who do not have the intention of assimilating into American culture. Instead, they come with the intention of changing America into something like they had wherever they may have come from. As bad as it was, they tried to bring it here. When my grandfather, my father's father, came to America in the first decade of the 1900s, he came only speaking Italian, but quickly learned English. And later in his home, he was adamant about everyone speaking English. Oh, he spoke Italian, but in private or necessary conversations with family or whatever. But I remember him saying this: I'm an American, and so we speak English in this house. And he meant it. He was thrilled to come to America and thrilled to assimilate into American culture. Today, people come and don't care about speaking English. In fact, most times they're talking about us and laughing at us behind our backs, because to them it's funny. Hey, look at these stupid Americans. They don't know why we're here. But to me, it's an affront. And we don't need people like that. What we need are those who are willing to sacrifice and die to an old way of life and start new here in the greatest country in the world. My grandfather left behind his family, never to see his mother or his father again. And he heard about their deaths by letter many years later. That's sacrifice. See, once we lower our standards, once we tell them, you don't need to learn English. Don't worry about assimilating into American culture. What we create is an independent people who are not a part of the collective America, which is what makes us great. Look what we did in our Congress. Now, you may not remember back in 2006, when the first Muslim elected to Congress. It's a whole nother story for another show. But when he was elected to Congress and announced that he would not take his oath of office on the Bible, but instead he would only swear on the Quran. Now, I don't know about you, but that was the start of a road to capitulation. And that has helped to lead us to where we are today, where we have representatives in our Congress and Senate who have no regard for America, nor what America stands for. She does not stand, these people do not stand with our allies, like Israel. And you know what? I can care less what your constituency is or says. If you cannot uphold the values and the foundations of America, then you should not be in office. And as far as your constituents go, they too should not be here. I say, send them all back from where they came from. America and its foundation was and is the Bible. It was not, nor will it ever be as long as I'm alive, the Quran, nor any other book of demons. But yet, We have relinquished our moral principles, all based on trying to be politically correct and trying to embrace other cultures. Oh, we need to embrace other cultures. And these cultures are contrary to that of America's. If we allow anyone to hold office and allow them to choose what book they swear an oath on, then we're opening ourselves up to big trouble. What's so hard about understanding that?